crazy. All right. We are on Shadow Reaches, episode 2, part 3. Just going to be me for today. And of course, I did not turn it to the side, but look. Spirit's been getting on me about that perfection type of energy, so I'm going to try not to be so anal. We're going to do something a little different for this last part, since we only have 4 more downloads to go over, because we did an extra one in the one yesterday. I'll show you guys an art piece. Here we go. Pretty, I guess. Love it. Okay. Before we go over the 1, 2, 3, 4 downloads we have left for this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and go over a list that I made years ago, because I just turned on this device and child, I'm looking through the notes of this device. I'm like, oh wow. Okay. It's a list I made of poor boundaries. As you can see, it's probably going to be backwards, but yeah, I'm reading from this list right here. This was made in 2023. The title is Poor Boundaries. -1, overextending yourself and your time. -2, over-proving yourself. If you want to get a pen and pencil, get a pen and pencil. This is going to be a list of poor boundaries. These are reminders. You want to get notes, pen, paper, whatever. It's not too long, but it's long enough. Okay. 1, overextending yourself and your time. 2, overproving yourself. 3, putting too much pressure on yourself to succeed. 4, overcaring or overgiving in relationships. Next one, overdoing to receive an outcome. Being the bigger person by taking the blame or having a savior complex. And trying to parent people, especially in relationships, feeling like it's a duty. I'm going to repeat that one. Trying to parent people, especially in relationships, feeling like it is a duty. Next one. Feeling like you always have to be the life of the party.
Feeling the need to always be the life of the party.
Continuing toxic relationships. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Continuing toxic relationships. Continuing toxic relationships. That could be friendships, family members, little boo things, all that. And all that. Sorry. Oh my gosh, where did that come from? Next one. Being okay with breadcrumbs. This is for me because let too many people play in my face. Say that again. Being okay with breadcrumbs or the bare minimum from people. Next one. Not setting boundaries with family. Not setting boundaries with family. Not knowing how to say no out of fear of a negative outcome. Say that one more time. Not knowing how to say no out of fear of a negative outcome. And the last 1, 2, there's 4 more. Avoidance. The blame game / victimhood. Lack of control of impulses. Say that one more time. The lack of control of your impulses. Last one. Not prioritizing your assets. Prioritizing everyone else's assets over yours. Taking care of it. When you're not. When you're not prioritizing your assets. I hope whoever needed to hear all those heard it. Hope you got pen and paper, put in your notes, or you just kind of let this video rock and you can always come back to it. Alright, Spirit just wanted me to read all those, and I'm glad they did because chill. Alright, hold on. We're not gonna start seco. Okay, we're not gonna be seco. This is not alcohol. I repeat, this is not alcohol. Okay. Alright, got my little marker. We're really like done with this episode. Like, I'm so proud of me. Like, I'm proud of me. God, I love you, God. What is that song? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? Yes. We are lifted. We are gifted. Y protegidos siempre. Si se puede. I ain't even do no air cleansing. We just doing, well, this is technically air cleansing, but with the wind, with the smokes, you know what I'm saying, with the my incense. We just doing all throat chakra. We using all that and all that and all that. I'm sorry. Do I need to play that song? I'm not playing that song, bro. That's OC. All right. Shadow Reach number 1. Spirit said, gutted like a squid. Not a fish. A squid. What Spirit means, or Spirit's trying to convey. If you've ever seen a video of a person who, you know, they go out into the sea and they're collecting squids from the ocean and they gut a squid. Gutting a squid and gutting a fish, they're two separate processes. You know, when you gut a fish, you know, the bones, all that stuff. But when you gut a squid, you are removing ink. Ink. And it can be dangerous. That ink can definitely get in your eye. It can, yeah, so. Okay, so now, okay, Spirit's redirecting me. I'm gonna play that song. I'm gonna play that song. Well, not the song I first had in my head, but this song. I'm gonna make sure it's slow. And a lot of y'all, I hope you guys know this song because, like, what? Look, I'm gonna get my iPad. They're about to blow me. Not the trap. My phone stable. Anyway. Alright, let me see. Because this was my song. And I'm glad Spirit chose this song. This is the theme for this list. For these last 4. Ooh. Should I show y'all the video?
Like, super hydration. Keeps me 24/7 moisturized and smells like a Fiji vacation.
Ooh. Can I try some?
Oops. Looks like we're out of Old Spice.
That's a boundary. He not sharing his old spice with old shawty. Like, period.
The reckoning has commenced.
And I ain't talking about blush. No exorcist, I'm trying to get the head sprung. Black punk.
Black punk. Black punk. Look at the diamonds.
I'm just like watch never taking. I be with my demons cause I don't fake kicking. My hands always sweaty, my palms always itching. Steady complaining me, I stop with the bitching. Double C on my face, I guess I got the vision. Just made a couple 100,000, what a feeling.
Nigga act stupid, I might have to see.
Sent her that Eddie. Okay. This came out, when did this drop? This dropped in 2022. I love that freaking, that whole body of work. If you ever listen to that body of work by Rico Nasty, Las Ruinas, go listen to that. But yeah. Do I really have to explain, like, what she was saying? In the music video, they're in a bathroom. I feel like they're in a bathroom of a rave. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's the setting. They're in a very dingy, dirty, grungy, punk, just like type of bathroom of a rave. I feel like that's what they are. There's a girl. I feel like there's a girl off some pretty pretty pink, some pill, you know what I'm saying? There's a girl throwing up. I think Rico actually enters the song throwing up in the toilet. There's somebody getting their ass beat in the corner, like this whole, and then the way the video is edited, it is heavily edited in distortion. Heavy distortion, heavy, you know, the colors you see when you have 3D glasses on, the blue and red, but like it makes purple kind of like glitchy. All the girls are heavily in their masculine energy, but still feminine in a way. I know if the average person were to watch this video, they would see nothing feminine about this music video, but that ties into the dark feminine. Oh, Spirit just put me right there. Spirit just set me up. Yeah, so I guess we're focusing more on the dark feminine aspects, because I did start off with the distorted masculine, or the healing the masculine shadow in my first episode, and then we kind of transitioned into the feminine, the feminine shadow yesterday. But I feel like we're fully into the feminine shadow, the dark feminine, the black moon, the black Lilith. I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to the black Lilith. This is where I'm most comfortable, unfortunately. Shout out to the black Lilith. Shout out to her. Shout out to her, because they took her out of the Bible for a reason. I love my Christian friends, don't get me wrong, and we can talk about whatever. We can talk about the Bible. We can talk about anything. But the moment I start mentioning certain books that are taken out and they tell me it's blasphemy, I'm checking out. I'll always listen to the point of view. But you can't just shun or just take away the fact that Enoch is missing, and Lilith is nowhere to be found, and there's certain scriptures of Psalms that are taken out of the Bible. We're not going to get past that. We're just not. And I know this is a normal discussion. This is a discussion that's had within the spiritual community that geared towards kind of Christian type of content. But they talk about this a lot. But there's another side of Christian YouTube that demonizes, well, I guess, and I guess you can demonize it, I guess, but I'm trying to choose my words carefully, because to them, I am Lucifer Morningstar. To them, I am not someone to be listening to. To them, I am the falsest prophet of that you can think of. And I'm saying them because a lot of people assume that I'm Christian, which I'm not going to blame anybody for that assumption, but I'm not Christian. I grew up in a Christian faith-based kind of home, because I lived with my Nana growing up, with my parents, me and my parent. I'm not going to get too much into my childhood, but me and my parents, and growing up, we lived with my Nana, so yeah. And then my dad ended up converting, so I've been exposed to many different religions, but I feel like the first religion, obviously, a lot of black people are exposed to is Christianity, and all the denominations, Baptist, all that, whatever type of Christian you are. That's what most black people were exposed to when they were younger, and it was full of a lot of hypocrisy. I'm getting beside myself right now, because I am not. This is not about to be that type of video. Let's get back to my black Lilith. But okay, I feel like Gutted Like a Squid definitely just took us somewhere I wasn't expecting to go, so we're gonna cross her out, because I was not expecting that at all. Next one Spirit wants me to read is Big Mama's Surprises. Really easy download to figure out what it means, because the energy or the Big Mama archetype, for anyone who feels like they can't understand what a Big Mama archetype is, I feel like it's no different than Mrs. Doubtfire, or maybe even Nanny McPhee to a certain extent. Actually, Nanny McPhee is a little bit more sophisticated in how she showed up and assisted who she needed to assist. That's a whole another video I'll do. But Big Mama is more like Mrs. Doubtfire a little bit. Overextending that energy of care to the point where you are bleeding yourself dry, it is actually not noble. If you're just coming in here, it's not alcohol. But that is far from noble. I'm going to say it again. Overextending yourself into the point where you are bleeding yourself dry, it is not noble. That is being a martyr. Okay? And I feel like, unfortunately, the meek, when I said the meek will inherit the earth, the meek tends to definitely inherit martyrdom. I feel like that's the word. They inherit the skill of being a martyr. Martyrs die quicksilver, very quick. And I'm getting to a point in my life where I want to have everlasting love, everlasting life, everlasting. Real everlasting. Obviously, I want to live for a long time, and I actually say that out loud. It kind of still scares me in a sense, because I never planned to live to even this age right now, 24, and I also, for a real long time did not want to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to get too deep into that, because I don't want to be in this live crying like a little baby right now. But I cannot have everlasting, or I cannot have heaven on earth as it is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? I can't have none of that if I am a slave to the rhythm, slave to the rhythm. Like, I don't want to be a slave to love anymore. I don't want to be a slave to, and I'm saying I, because I feel like I'm just speaking for the people who are relating to this message right now. So I could say we, but I'm going to say I, because, yeah, I do not want to be a slave to love. I do not want to be a slave to money, which I don't really have that problem, because I really don't care about money. Unfortunately, like, I need to start caring a little bit more. But I do not want to be a slave to my gifts. I do not want to be a slave to a false god. I do not want to be a slave to the world. I could go on, but I will stop there. It is definitely time for all of us to stop being slaves to things that we want in our lives, because we feel like if we let go of that archetype, that slave archetype, that we will have abundance no more. That is heavy lack energy that we have to start healing. And if you've already started healing, you need to keep working on that lack mentality. Even if you don't use it at your forefront, sometimes it could still be in the background. That's why we do the shadow work. That's why we do this deep shadow work. These videos are nice and cool, but not until you are actually applying everything that is said. You know what I'm saying? Because I could just be talking all day, but if we are not applying the tools, the knowledge, the messages we are getting from divine source, as above so below, why would we think that we deserve to get these messages? Messages probably, look, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. What should I find out? Yeah, before I read these last two. Actually, no. This last one. We already did what the hell with the bomba. If you got that video from me in your DMs, bro, I know you was crying. What the bomba? What the bomba? Anyway, before I read this last one, I'm going to say this real quick. This is not directed towards any one person. I'm just seeing this a lot in the collective as a whole. Whatever spectrum it is. Me personally, I don't go to the club. I don't go to strip club. And not because I think I'm better than many people. Is that I really think it would be disrespectful for me to walk up in the club and start throwing Pokemon cards. Like, I don't think they would appreciate that. So, I sit my ass at home. I will never walk into a strip club unless I have some manyan. Like, this is the dark feminine speaking through me for the sirens, okay? Because I know the sirens is really tired of y'all men and women who are coming into these clubs broke. Yes, we can be rich in spirit, but come on, be so for real. You walk into that space, if you're gonna walk into that space, cause I'm about to tear that ass up. If you're gonna walk into that space, and you think you about to walk into a space full of sirens and not throw cash? You think you about to have conversations with sirens and have no money? Okay. Yes? Yeah, I'm still going to the bank. He's here? Period. You see that? And we're gonna end this. Hold on. Wait, is he taking me or I'm driving? I am driving. I am. Okay, well, let me finish this last one. I'm coming. Not gonna rush me. I'm coming. You in the car right now. You just got home. Last one. But I just had to touch on that real quick. Like, y'all better not be going to these strip clubs with no money. Like, you know what place you're in. Be so for real. These women did not. A lot of these women did not become what they became for shits and giggles. Stop playing with them. Playing with my sirens like that. Straight to hell. The burning kind. Alright, last one. I love how this is the last one. This is going to be the last download for episode 2, part 3. And it reads, and it's quoted, "The limit exists, but it doesn't." The limit exists, but it doesn't. I don't think Spirit wants me to explain this at all. Just ponder on it, chew on it. Maybe write it in your notes. And how about you decipher it for yourself? Because we are what? Lifted, gifted, and protected. Inshallah. In Jesus' name. And all that. Love you.